Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and in today's video I will be giving you my weekly roundup of what's going on in Chelsea. Of course, we had the UEFA Conference League yesterday. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next. In terms of our next fixture, all roads lead back to the bridge where we face Arsenal, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Now in terms of yesterday's game, I have to start with that. Now Chelsea is standing at the top of the UEFA Conference League table with a goal difference of 13 points, and of course, after Arsenal, we'll be facing Leicester, and then we go back to the UEFA Conference League with Heidenheim. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. It's going to be interesting in terms of Arsenal. It's going to be interesting to see how we actually fare against Arsenal. Now, in terms of the open play chances created, now we have Martin Odegaard with 93 chances created as the captain. But in terms of the other players, we have I'm butchering this name. We have Dejan Kulusevski with 88 chances created. Now we have Bruno Fernandes of Man United with 88 chances created. Then we have Cole Palmer, who is unfortunately injured, then we have Bukayo Saka of Arsenal with 87 chances created. And we have Cole Palmer with 85 chances created. We have Mo Salah with 82 chances created. Bernardo Silva with 81 chances created. Luis Diaz with 75 chances created. Then we have Phil Foden with 71 chances created. In terms of my expectations for the London Derby, it's going to be interesting to see how we actually fare against Arsenal. Now, in terms of the Premier League, we are currently 4th and Arsenal is currently 5th. So it's going to be interesting to see how we actually step up to the task, how we actually step up to the game. Of course, we know the rivalry has been there and we know how we feel about Arsenal. But in terms of my expectations of this game, I really hope we can step up to the game. We have been doing well so far, but in terms of Arsenal, we cannot underestimate Arsenal again. But we know how we feel about Arsenal. This will be our final game before the international break, so we can expect a different game in terms of the derby. In terms of match week 10, the players that were nominated include: we have Moses Caicedo volley against Man United. We have Harry Wilson of Fulham against Brentford. Mo Salah with the goal against Brighton. But then we have Ola Aina with the goal for Nottingham against West Ham. We have Vitaly Janle for the goal against Brentford. Then we have Leif Davis of Ipswich. Then we have Madison for Spurs against Aston Villa. Then we have Isak. Then we have Freddie of Brighton. We have Semenyo. Then we have Gvardiol. Then we have Ayew. Then we have Callum Hudson-Odoi. Then we have Gakpo. Then we have Gakpo of Liverpool against Brighton. Then we have Harry Wilson of Fulham against Brentford. As a Blue, yes, I am biased. As a Blue, I will have to say that my favorite goal was the volley against Man United. Yes, we had a draw in that game, but I really felt like that goal was it was a very nice volley, if you ask me. I mean, for my match week 10 goal. In terms of match week 11, it's going to be interesting to see who actually comes out on top in terms of the teams that will be participating. Now, in terms of Brentford versus Bournemouth, they're currently sharing points, but Brentford is currently on top. So I will not be surprised if it ends up in a draw. Then in terms of Crystal Palace, versus Fulham, I am rooting for Fulham to win. Now, in terms of West Ham versus Everton, I feel like West Ham will carry the lead. Now, in terms of Wolves versus Southampton, Wolves have a more aggressive side, so I will not underestimate Southampton. So in terms of this game, I am expecting Wolves to in terms of this game, it could go either way, a win or a draw, but more likely I feel like Wolves will have a higher chance of winning the game. In terms of Brighton versus Aston Villa, now Brighton are currently leading Aston Villa with 2 points, so this game could be a fair game to see how each and every team fares. So in terms of Brighton versus Aston Villa, you cannot underestimate Brighton. Of course, we had Graham Potter coming from Brighton, and we know how that whole story went with Graham Potter. Now, in terms of Brighton versus Aston Villa, yeah, we had our experience with Graham Potter, but in terms of this game, it could go either way because they are just separated with 2 points. So I'll be on the lookout for who wins the game. Now, in terms of Man United versus Leicester City, now Leicester City, I am definitely in terms of Man United versus Leicester City, I am rooting for Leicester City to win. Then in terms of Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle, now Nottingham Forest has been doing incredibly well, coming from Premier League 2. They'll be facing Newcastle, so they are currently 7 points just below Liverpool. Liverpool have been having a field day. Of course, they are currently leading the Premier League, and Man City is currently second. Then in terms of Nottingham Forest, they are third. So Nottingham Forest and Newcastle, and it's going to be interesting to see who actually takes it. I mean, in terms of Newcastle, of course, Newcastle this season, they have actually been so low in terms of how they've been performing. So in terms of Nottingham Forest, I am expecting Nottingham Forest to take this one home. Then in terms of Spurs versus Ipswich, now yes, I know. In terms of Spurs versus Ipswich, we know how we all feel about Tottenham. We know how we all feel about Tottenham, but they're currently 7th. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ipswich can actually step up to the game. I mean, can they pull a Nottingham Forest? I mean, Nottingham Forest are doing extremely well. So it will be nice if Ipswich can actually beat Spurs, and Spurs will have a not so good day. So that is in terms of my Metric 11 prediction. So be on the lookout for my preview, where I'll be giving you my expected starting 11, my goal prediction, and of course some Chelsea news, some Premier League news, and of course how my prediction went in terms of these games that I just predicted. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'll see you in my next video.